Spit to the Beat podcast. It's all about inside the music industry.
Nobody do it better. And welcome to Spit to the Beat podcast. I'm your host, Stacey, aka Be Unstoppable Prayer. We are live today in the virtual studio on Facebook at Stacey Be Unstoppable Prayer or Stacey Spit to the Beat Prayer. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, go to my YouTube channel at Spit to the Beat, log in, subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell. I really would appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining me today live on Facebook and YouTube. Got a very special guest coming in, joining me virtually through the internet. I'm super excited to have him on the show. I ran across his music about 2 weeks ago on Instagram and fell in love with this new hit single that he's releasing this Friday. So I'm going to bring my very special guest. I'm not going to wait no further. Bring him on right now, Mr. Sherwin Gardner. How you doing, sir?
I'm good. Good to be on the inside with you, man.
Yeah. Well, y'all can tell he got an accent. So give my audience. I told you are my first international guest, even though I'm assuming that you reside in the United States, or are you in the Bahamas?
At one point, I lived in the United States, but right now I'm in the beautiful Bahamas, and I am from Trinidad and Tobago.
Man, you said something right there, beautiful, because look, right where I'm at right now, it's cold.
Well, where we are, it's cool. It's not cold, but it's beautiful.
Cool.
We have really good weather right now. This is like the best time.
Yeah,
the nights are cool and the days are a little bit hot, but not too hot.
We are in the single digits right now.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I'd say
cold. But I was super excited that, like I said earlier, I ran across you on Instagram and don't know anything about you, but I fell in love with that song, man, that you got out that is coming out tomorrow. Blessings Find Me. Now, I know we're already into the new year going and everything, and people are looking for, some type of resolution or whatever to get their year kicked off, make sure they're not doing what they didn't do in 2023 that they're going to definitely do or accomplish in 2024. And when your song resonated with my spirit, I said, "Oh my God!" Now, I was speechless, really, but I knew that I had to reach out and somehow get in touch with you because I haven't heard the full version of it, and the sample that you have put out has blessed me so much. I can't wait to hear the whole song. So tell us about the song and how it came about.
Well, firstly, let me say thank you for having me. It's a privilege to be chatting about the song and to be a first international guest as well. But yeah, I've been doing Caribbean music for quite some time. And then throughout my journey as a musician, I was signed to Ty Scott Records in the US, so I'm still a part of their roster. And we were preparing to put out a song for early 2024. It's a combination of myself, Tadashi, another young lady from Houston, and it's a song from Elevation Worship. So when we started that in early December, right when we were about to clear everything, they told us they were closed and we had to come back in January. So that was supposed to be the New Year's Day post. And then on the 23rd of December, I was just praying and preparing for 2024. And the Lord told me, just speak what you desire. So I have my studio in my house. I went upstairs. I started the song. Then I sent it to one of my producers. He did arrange some of the music. I got it back, finish it, and I put it down. So it was just a clip. Really, this was just to put out on New Year's Day to be my affirmations for 2024. After that, Christmas Day, I listened to it again, and then I changed some stuff. So Christmas Day, I added blessings gonna find me here, favor gonna find me here, and money gonna find me here. So those were the Christmas Day editions because it was just a little bit different. And to my surprise, I forgot about it. I'm the worship leader at Bahamas Harvest Church here. You know, you go to church, you do what you have to do. So on New Year's Eve
Right.
night, it came back to mind. Oh, yes, I have this post ready for New Year's Day. So at 11 o'clock Bahamas time, it would have been 12 a.m. in Trinidad. They are hour ahead. I did my little write up, say Happy New Year, and I sent it out. Went home thinking I'd wake up and just have another normal day with bread and tea and everything like that. And by the time I look at my TikTok, it was up just about 14,000 views and massive number of likes, which I wasn't really a big person on TikTok, so I wasn't expecting it. So I was like, wow, what is going on? I called one of my friends. I told him. He said, do you have the full song? I said, no. So on Monday night, I did the full song. So I finished the song by Monday night. But by that time I was finishing the song, we'd already crossed 200,000
Wow.
in one day. By the next day, I started to get calls from major record labels like the Sonys. I started getting emails from Island Records, Columbia, and everybody like that. And I sent it to my label. I said, "Listen, let's put this out because this is going viral." And now at that time, they themselves were like, let's see how it go because we ain't really expecting this. It wasn't done for that. It wasn't done to go viral. It was just from a pure place of a prayer and affirmations. And by Wednesday morning, we were at 1 million on my page. Then people started to send me other people pages. There's a guy from Africa who had 5 million in his page views of he took the song, posted it, have 5 million. Other people posting it had like 7 million and all of that. So fast forward Thursday, this is all in the same week. Remember, this isn't
Right.
a span. You understand?
Hey, I even watched myself like how fast this song was moving. But go ahead, keep talking.
Yeah. So I by the Thursday we had an official meeting with Sony Records,
Uh-huh.
and that meeting was the jump start of a different level now because after we finished the meeting with Sony, we had a recap meeting with me and the team, and Ty Scott is under ADA. Well, ADA is their distributor who is under Warner Brothers. So they decided ADA said, let's take it to Warner and see what they would offer. By the Friday morning, I was reading all the marketing plans for the song. By Friday evening, I made a decision based on the fact that I'm a lover of Christ. I love what I do, but I also want people to not change who I am or my message. And Warner was totally supportive of the message and the affirmations and declaring blessings over people and especially in the times that we live in. So we went with them. And since then, we've been just working towards getting the song out there and promoting not just the song, but promoting the fact that this is a time for people to speak life over their situations and their circumstance.
Right.
So today we just crossed over 197 million views
Wow.
on TikTok. And this is just TikTok only, right?
Ooh, look at God. Look at God.
So yeah, God just took this little thing and just said, all right, let me just put some salt on this. You know what I mean? And
What we talk about multiplying.
that is multiply. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it is growing. We didn't get the official numbers from Instagram, but Instagram is catching up now because now people are really getting on it. And I believe that tomorrow when the full song comes out, then more people will start listening and sharing and stuff.
I know your first flyer, I think you put out there on Instagram, it had 1 million views. That probably a couple of days ago.
Yeah, that was on my page, so I could
Okay.
only put out at that time I could only put out my numbers because that's what we knew. Now we done
Right.
past that. We done gone way past
Super
that.
fast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
look, hold tight. We're gonna come back. I'm gonna take a quick break. I want to hear that sample of the music. They already texting me and telling me play the song, play the song, play this song. So I got to take a break and we'll come back and we'll play that. Okay.
No problem.
You're listening to Spit to the Beat podcast with your host, the one, the only Stacy B. Unstoppable Per Year.
Hey, this is Stacy, aka Beat Unstoppable Per Year with Spit to the Beat podcast. Would you like to be my guest if you're a singer, songwriter, musician, producer, or promoter? Give me a call at 901-341-6777 or email me at myguest@spittothebeat.com. Yeah, we are back to Spit to the Beat podcast. I'm your host, Stacy, aka Beat Unstoppable Per Year, and I'm joined in the studio, my virtual studio, with Sherwin, Gardner, who is, man, how much more can we say from my meeting you, especially just over the internet, but today you're sharing your testimony how this particular single came about, and it has just flourished in less than a week or so. And we're just giving God the praise of what he's doing in your life right now at this moment. Are you ready to receive this multitude of blessing that's going to come from all different directions?
Yeah, definitely. This is something I've been doing for a long time. So let go before this, right? This year I'm actually celebrating 40 years of ministry. So I've been doing this from a child. I started on stage professionally at the age of 5.
Wow.
So from 5 years old, going on stage and singing all your life, you always kind of know that God is going to do something. I got a lot of word, a lot of prophecies in my past, so I know that one day he would do something. I think the only thing is, how to put it, you just didn't know when. So it's like this,
Right.
I was expecting another song which we were working on, and then God just said, "Oh, no, this is what I want." This is what I want, you know what I mean? So just the surprise of that, is what is very unusual, because now times change. I'm posting a song in the Bahamas and I'm speaking to you in the USA because of that song. So that in itself is a testimony and shows how God works. We didn't know each other before this, but we have the opportunity to share, and for me to share the testimony about how he moves, because only God could do something like this.
Yeah, I mean, move extremely fast beyond your own imagination, across the waters, reaching people from Africa, the Caribbean, United Kingdom, United States, Australia. This song I know it has blown so many people's mind. I think you had got you got a text or maybe a voicemail from an R&B singer here in the United States, Teddy Riley.
Yeah, Teddy Riley had he actually posted on his wall that this song had blessed him, and it's something that kind of will get him through the year. So, and I'm a follower of Teddy because one of his engineers mixed some stuff on one of my previous albums. So I know who he is, and it's kind of weird because this is like a Grammy Award winning writer telling you you wrote a song that blessed them. So it's a good feeling. But I think more importantly than Teddy or anyone else is the fact that the song is not just a feel-good song, but it has a message that is actually connecting with people. And I think that is the main reason why a lot of people are being blessed by it. Also, every time someone say to me, well, 109 or million people or 200 million people, I guess by now we already at 200 million people had listened to your song, it means that 200 million people were able to hear that God is able to do something good for them in this year. It means that all these people were able to say, blessings gonna find me here, favor gonna find me here. All of those people are able to speak those affirmations, and that's just the total mandate of the word. Go ye therefore and preach and teach. The song is doing that, and now I can physically go to different territories, countries, and people already calling from different places to get me there, to bring that message to them. And that is the beautiful aspect of it.
Awesome. Let's go into the song right now. We'll hear a little bit sample that you sent me, and I, like I said, I'm very privileged to play your song on my podcast.
Something good gonna happen in this year, and I am grateful that I made it here. Yesterday's gone and a new day has appeared, and I am grateful that I made it here. Blessings gonna find me here, oh yeah. Favor gonna find me here, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, say money gonna find me, blessings gonna find me, oh na 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 na.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful. I really enjoyed it, man. I mean, talk to me. We hear the Caribbean feeling of the sound, the music, the background. How did that come up play about? Because I know that you not want to be stuck like there in a box, like he just got the island feel, but that touch behind the vocals, what made you come up with that beat?
So I've been doing a mixture of praise and worship and Caribbean. So my most popular songs throughout my career as an artist would have been Caribbean songs, so more reggae, soca music and stuff like that. So I'm kind of one of those persons who could kind of do anything, you know what I mean, or just bless me the ability. But in the purest form of this, I didn't want to do, because remember, this is my prayer, right? So I wanted to do it the way I would pray to him, you know what I mean? And that is my kind of authentic song, by saying something good is gonna happen in this year, and I am grateful that I made it here. Blessings gonna find me here. And even the in the full song, the message is more in depth, because now we're talking about healing gonna find you here as well, you know what I mean, and making other affirmations in the verse. So it's, to me, that was important to keep that signature of who I am, and really just give people this song in the purest form, and not necessarily hold back. You understand what I'm saying? Because sometimes we could hold back, or we could try to pretend, or we try to be somebody else. You know, I didn't want to be somebody else. You know, I just wanted to be me. Because the second verse says, I'm round and round the seasons I've been facing, but this year your blessings I'm embracing. Hey, healing have you come my way, favor have you come my way. Winning, we winning, and we here to stay. Is the blessings for me will find me here. That's different from me just singing a song, you know, I mean, that is not purely who I am. You know, we born in the islands, we grew up here, and we are accustomed to hearing different songs, different types of music. So it's just being able to just deliver that in the purest form.
Yeah. I mean, the song is beautiful. Like you said, people can listen to the music. And it is a song, but it's a message in the song that people must resonate and try to get, because blessings find me. That's what every believer of Christ sits throughout their life and wait for God to bless his blessings to be laid upon them, to be bestowed upon them, to be, so the world can see, in other words. And
I'm glad you say that too. You know, I'm glad you say that. I covered that in my last verse. After that, because this is the problem. Sometimes the blessings right in front of us, but in the last verse of the song, it says, tell them me claim it. All of my blessings, me name it. Tell them that me own it. Nothing shall get home it. Meaning that I am holding on to these blessings. You know, so when they come, don't let them go. You have to hold on to it. And that is the problem. Sometimes God bring us stuff and we it's right in front of us, but we fail to really hold on to those blessings. And a lot of times we look back and we say, you know, I should have done this, or I should have done that. You know, but this is a season that when you speak life into your situation and you speak into your situation, you need to also claim that, hold on to it, and don't let it go.
Right, exactly. I agree with you 100% on that because your blessings is just like your talent, your gift is meant to be shared,
Right,
not to harbor, not to just keep to yourself. And because if you know Christ, if you bless His people, He's gonna bless you. That's just the
right,
way it is. I hold
right.
tight one more time. I'll take a quick break, and I want to come back and I want you to talk a little bit about. You said it earlier, and I was gonna jump on it about you don't want the Hollywood, the music industry to change you because you've been doing this for 40 years and you're trying to keep your message clean and definitely glorifying God. So I want to talk to you about that when we come right back, okay?
All right.
Hey, this is Stacy, aka Be Unstoppable Per You. Thank you for listening to our show, Spit to the Beat podcast. If you would like to be a sponsor, visit our website at www.spittothebeat.com and click the support tab and leave a donation. We really would appreciate it. Thank you again for listening. Also, catch every episode Thursday morning at 8 a.m. And we're back to Spit to the Beat podcast. I'm your host, Stacey, aka Beat Unstoppable Per You, and I am joined by gospel singer, gospel artist Sherwin Gardner from Trinidad, Tobago, now residing in the Bahamas and preaching the ministry of Jesus Christ. He's joining me today on Spit to the Beat, and we're talking about his new single about to be released on all social media platforms. And I'm going to let him give you the detailed information on how to obtain this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful song that will bless you and bless others and give God the praise. Sharon, let's talk about it. The Hollywood, you said earlier you didn't want them to, change the direction where you're going with this and how God is using you for that. How you are mentally avoiding that and making sure that doesn't happen.
I think the main thing, the key to that is having the right people around you, the right team. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I am I'm very close to my pastor, so I'm not one of those who are afraid to have support, call, ask questions, and have people praying for me. My mom, my family is always praying for me. So wherever I go, as we say here in the Bahamas, we got backing. We have people backing us up. We have the Holy Spirit backing us up at the same time too. So having that backup is important, and also making the right choice, because even through this process, that is one of the key things I've been asking God for, because you're looking at someone who, yes, I was doing pretty okay as an artist from the Caribbean, but these 2 weeks I've gone way past that in terms of the type of decisions that I had to make from a career, from a future, and from a family. So I had to now say, all right, God, yeah, we're going to do this. No, we're not going to do that. So it's important that you have the right people around you, and people you could bounce things off of, bounce ideas off, people you could trust, And I'm grateful to Pastor Mario Moxie here in the Bahamas. I'm grateful to my mom, who is always praying and always sending me texts. My mom is like 76 and she's so tech savvy. It's crazy. Sometimes she's made me laugh because she's be selling gifs and everything. You know what I mean? But
hey, at 67, is she able to text? That's amazing.
She's 76.
76. Wow.
Yeah, and text, she's not even just texting. She's on TikTok. She's commenting and stuff like that. Yeah. So
wow.
she's in the game here, the game. But yeah, having those people around you is important. Having people who holding you up and lifting you up. My wife is also one of those persons who does that, but she also is one of them who is going to sit down and go through the contract with me, go through everything, even though the lawyer go through it, because you want to make sure you make the right decisions and the right choices. And that is really some of the most important things in this process. Change, for me, I stand by that scripture that says, what would it profit you to gain the whole world but to lose your soul? So for me, it's more important about doing whatever you do in honor of Christ and pointing people towards Christ, because that's what worship is about, not pointing people towards us, pointing people
Right.
towards Christ, you know. So the fact that people are being blessed means that that format is working. So we'll keep that format. People, the song was about a prayer to him. And now everybody's praying that same prayer to him. You know what I mean? And that is the real important thing, having people being able to look at this, and I'm talking about people who not saved. I was reading a text today, and I sent it to my pastor, and the text was this young lady saying, this even touched the Muslim side of me. So I want you to know that your song is not just blessing Christians, but it's blessing the world. You know, and
Wow.
that hit me, because everybody is have access to the message, but not just have access, it's blessing them. You know what I mean? So I'm really excited for what God is doing in this season, and I'm looking forward to what he has to come, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Tell me two other questions. First one,
Mhm.
tell me your waiting period. How was your waiting period? Not the knowing the exact date or when this, like for example, this moment that has come in your life, your waiting period, 40 years of ministry, you waiting on God to take you to another level, and you reach this level now, like almost overnight. How was your waiting period? How was your spirit in your waiting period?
Ah, the waiting period was, how the best way I could describe this is patiently waiting on God's timing, knowing that if you understand purpose, right? And um what I'm about to say might be a little bit deep, and I hope that everybody could catch what I'm saying, right? The key for me was never to speak on behalf of somebody I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And the issue we have with a lot of people is that they may call themselves a Christian artist or a gospel artist. But if you say that you're declaring God, and you're saying that you're speaking for God, because in music, we are writing songs, we are putting down, we are transcribing words that's supposed to represent Him. How could
Right.
I then speak on behalf of somebody I don't know? There are people who speaking out of familiarity, because we all grow up understanding there's God, but that don't mean you know the word. That don't mean you're close to him. That don't mean you can hear his voice. So imagine me being the ambassador of the Bahamas. I'm from Trinidad, but I don't even know the national anthem. So I can't speak on behalf of the Bahamas. That is how we treat God. So in
Yeah.
my waiting period, I never tried to uh, walk blindly. I try to get closer and closer to him, because the more I get closer to him is the reason why I was able to write a song that now have over 200 million people loving it, because I didn't speak on behalf of Sherwin Gardner or somebody else. I was speaking something directly to the king, who I know personally, from a personal place.
Yes.
So a lot of times we use logic, and this may work. People may like this, or people may move to this or dance to this and think that that is going to get us to go viral. I wasn't even thinking about going viral with this song. I was just praying in song. So in your waiting period, what I will tell people is stop focusing on the artistry, stop focusing on how good you could sing. Practice and do everything that you need to do, but focus on your relationship, so that when God give you that song, when it
Yeah.
hit, when He give it to you, it will make a difference than when you try to do it yourself.
Right.
And that's the key for me, because since this happened, I have some songs there that He gave me, and I smile because I know I would not have been able to come up with this had I not have the type of relationship I have with Him. I had to smile, because for me, I don't write on paper. I actually hear songs in my head, and if I wake up with that same melody for 3 days, then we know we are about to hit the studio. That's
Yeah.
just my pact with God. Like, that's me and His deal. You know what I mean? If the next day pass, sometimes I get something that's beautiful and I'm feeling it. Next day I wake up, it's gone. I was like, all right, God, then if I can't remember it, then that is not what you wanted. And I trust that process. So in this, I was walking around that house, my house, 2 days before the 23rd, hearing something good is gonna happen in this year. Until I actually started to say, I wonder if I hear this melody somewhere else. I want to make sure, because even in my mind, it was such a beautiful melody. I would
Yes.
say, I wonder if I hear this, and I think and I think and I say, no, this God, this why am I questioning you? This is it. And then I recorded it on the 23rd. So you can't really, you have to have that relationship to be able to have that personal thing with him where you can say, God, let me go up before you chastise me. Let me go up and do this now. Let me move now before you take it away. So let me go, and that's the key for me.
You're about to give me already a shout, because what you're saying is that God, it says in the Bible, the sheep will know my voice.
Right.
And you heard that voice, and you delivered the song that God wants you to minister. Like I said, this song hadn't even been released publicly yet for everyone to purchase, but it has touched so many souls, over 200 million already, beyond you can ever think or imagine what God is doing. So once it's released, oh my God, it's amazing. And like I said, I'm just super excited that I ran across your page 2 weeks ago and heard this sample. And I didn't want to share it with nobody. I want to harbor it, but I didn't want to share it till this day, because I want everybody to feel it and not just say, oh, it's a beautiful song. But I want you to really feel the song and understand what this brother is saying in this song through God. So it's just amazing. Look, when are you going on tour? And if so, when will you be in the United States?
I would say to anyone who's listening right now, run to Sherwin Gardner Music on Instagram. Dates are coming in hot. There's a lot of dates. We're going to be in Houston soon. I can't give all the dates because we still want to close all these bookings first. So when we get there, before we get there, everybody will know. But just follow Sherwin Gardner Music either on TikTok or on Instagram, and you will be able to get all the details. We're working on all of that right now. I know I have Caribbean dates. We have we have a Spanish version of the song coming out soon as well.
Oh wow.
Nice. We'll be in a lot of different zones and places as well. But the US is top priority. I know Houston will be one of the first stops, so we'll be in Houston soon.
What month Houston?
February.
Okay, right off the bat, huh?
Off the bat, yeah. Off the bat. Yeah.
Great. Look, I want to thank you again for joining me on Spit to the Beat podcast and taking time. I know you got a very busy schedule going on to the release of your new hit. I already call it a hit single. Blessings Find Me. And that song found me, because I'm just rolling through the internet. So that song found me. And
that's God. That's God. That's perfect. Yeah, that's God.
Right. And I received a message that in that song that you are trying to deliver for the masses of the world. So thank you so much for blessing us with it and listening to God.
Thank you. And thank you for having me as well. Thank you. I truly appreciate taking the time, and look forward. You just hit us up anytime, and we'll do our best to come back on. I guess we'll have to do a reflection when the song is out fully, and look back on this, because I believe God is doing something great in this season. And I must say to people, every time I get the opportunity, I am not the only Caribbean gospel artist. I know a lot of people don't know that we have the genre Caribbean gospel. There's some really great guys, Positive out of Trinidad and Tobago, DJ Nicholas, Kevin Donswell out of Jamaica, and the list goes on. We have Colin Christopher right here in the Bahamas as well. So there's a lot, so yeah, check them out.
Awesome. Look, thank you again for joining me on Spit to the Beat podcast. Hold tight as we wrap up the show. Thank you.
All right, God bless.
Thank you for watching Spit to the Beat podcast. Join us again next week for another episode of Spit to the Beat podcast.